There's something about cup games. It does bring back some good memories for me. You know, we have had in my era a couple of good cup runs. We had obviously the 2011 win. We had the Liverpool final, Wellington Cup final, and so that. So in my lifetime, I've had some decent cup memories.
Well,
and
we had the Newcastle game last season.
Newcastle game,
you know.
yeah.
So welcome back to BCFC Royal Blue. Now, Birmingham City's next game is home again at St.Andrews at Knighthead Park this midweek in the first round of the Carabao Cup against Sheffield United. I think this is a good draw for us, good opposition to have in the first round. And as always in these podcasts, myself and Matt are going to preview the game, give our thoughts on Sheffield United and maybe a little bit about what we think with the starting lineup. So, Matt, I mean, it's I said before, haven't I, that I felt that this was a really good draw for a first round Carabao Cup tie. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree, Dad. And we posted a video last week about the next 5 fixtures coming up. And we referenced it being a good test of where we are. I think this is a good test for some of the fringe players because there's no doubt about it. I think these pre-match videos for the cup games can be quite challenging because we know managers like to play fringe players, try some new systems, try some new players. I have no doubt Sheffield United are going to play a weakened team. And I think Chris Davies is going to play a slightly weakened team as well. So these videos are quite hard to predict. I mean, I've done my best crack at what I think Chris Davies might pick as the lineup as we get towards the end of the video, Dad. But yeah, Sheffield United's going to be a tough game. You know, they've got Ruben Sellers in charge now as their manager. I think he did a great job at Reading when he was there. And, sets his teams up very well. What I will say is, obviously, the Championship season's now kicked off. We finished the game on Friday with a 1-1 draw against Ipswich. Of course, we're recording right now on Saturday afternoon, and at the moment, Bristol City are currently 4-1 up against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. So I don't know how that's going to finish. I think it's about 70 minutes in. But it looks like Bristol City are going to win that one 4-1 up. So I have no doubt, even in the cup game when it comes to Wednesday, they're going to want some sort of reaction if that stays the same. Yeah.
I noticed that result. Raised my eyebrows, that actually. And who knows, by the time we finish recording, when the game's finished, what the score will be.
Of course.
The thing about the Carabao Cup, as you mentioned, is that, that managers do tend to rotate the squads a lot.
Especially in the first early rounds.
Yeah, and I think this will be the case, like you mentioned, for both teams. But I really would love to go on a good cup run, though, because it's these rounds that you then sort of eventually might get one of the big boys, and we know what happens when we get those, the atmosphere and everything else. So I'd like us to do well in the cups, but on the other side of it, you don't want to risk players getting injured because clearly the league is always the priority. But I love cups, and I go back in sort of old school when the FA Cup was the competition to be in.
The FA Cup.
So the FA Cup, yeah. And then obviously the League Cup started to get that way. But then I think it was ruined when the Premier League started, when managers started to play youth players and, fringe players. And so in a way, the Cup fever has been diluted over the years, I believe.
Still a major trophy.
But I not for me. I mean, I love the Cup games, but I don't think some of the clubs, they see them as a hindrance, some of these cup ties.
But if we're going to be honest, Dad, in English football, domestic football, the Premier League title and the FA Cup, they're the two most prestigious awards you can domestically win in England, isn't it?
Yeah.
Premier League and the FA Cup. And then, of course, I'm not talking about Europe because the Champions League would be the top of the tier of world football. But domestically, Premier League and FA Cup. So I think you're right. I think your Liverpools and your Chelsea's and United's, they don't really take the Carabao Cup seriously until they're in like the semi-final, quarter-final, semi-final.
Yeah.
But for me, just to give my opinion on this, I would take the playoffs or automatic promotion in the Championship above everything. So if that meant not risking players in cup games and we exit the cup, me personally, I would take that if it meant that we can concentrate on the league. However, I'm not begrudging us going on a cup run. I'm for it.
Yeah.
Just not at the detriment of injuring players or losing players.
But I think also as well, if you look at it this way round, it's a good opportunity for both teams to actually play fringe players that have maybe not been first choices, to give them game time and for the managers to travel and actually to stake a claim in the starting lineup for the league. Yeah. So it's a good opportunity. Now, Sheffield United are obviously a big club. We know that they lost in the playoff final to Sunderland last season, having been in those three, wasn't it, at the top, that that they was in there with Leeds, Burnley, and Sheffield United were sort of way above everybody else. They lost 3 games in a row when the other teams kept picking up points, and they just give themselves too much to do. So they finished 4th with 90 points, but actually that was 92 because they had 2 points deducted, didn't they? Yeah, at the start of the season. It must have been some breach of something. Yeah. So they had, but they still got 90 points, even with the 2 points deducted.
Well, the fact that Leeds finished second last year on 100 points and still didn't win the league, it shows how strong the Championship was that season. I mean, Burnley won the title. Was it 101 or 100 with goal difference or something? I can't remember exactly, but it was a really competitive Championship last season. So to get a Centurion season and not win the league was staggering.
Well, Leeds and Burnley both got 100 points, but Leeds won it on goal difference.
Oh, sorry, Leeds won it on goal difference.
Yeah,
apologies.
but for Sheffield United, I mean, I think it's a real big, losing a playoff final has to be the worst thing for a club and for the fans.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It is. We've been knocked out in semi-finals of playoffs, so but to actually lose in the final when it's a big if we get to the Premier League, we're back in the Championship.
And also, it's your whole season coming down to that point, isn't it?
Yeah.
One final game. It is a killer if you lose those games, but they also create just as much buzz and excitement, though, don't they?
Yeah.
They are fun. It's fun to be involved. Well, it's a stressful fun. It's not fun like you go into a theme park or something, but it's like that. There is something special about a cup final at Wembley or a playoff final at Wembley. Yeah. Even when Blues aren't in them, I love watching the playoff finals.
Yeah, me too. But I saw that playoff final. Like most people would probably watch that when Sunderland got that late goal. I think the ball was given away by Kiefer Moore, wasn't it? And he's now at Wrexham. Probably tells its own story. And of course, Sunderland went on to go to the Premier League, and Sheffield United.
Yeah,
still in the Championship. Clearly, based upon the result at the moment, they're not starting very well, but they're still going to be up or thereabouts. At the end of the season, I think they're a good team. Clearly, they've got players like Callum O'Hare. He's in the side. I like that Peck as well. I can't remember his first name. Yeah. Harrison Burrows. There's a lot of speculation that Heyman might end up going, but he's in the starting lineup. I noticed today. So
Louis Barry as well.
Louis Barry, he started as well.
But I can't remember his name. Though I think his surname begins with A. It's quite a funky name, but they've just sold him. I think one of their defenders. So I think Sheffield United have got some recruitment to do over the course of this sort of next month, really, until the transfer market closes.
So the player you're talking about is Anil Hamhodzic.
Yeah,
he's a centre back. He's actually got to Feyenoord. They sold Vinny Souza to Wolfsburg for 15 million.
Okay,
he's gone there. Obviously, Kiefer Moore about 2.5 million went to Wrexham. So they've got rid of a few.
I think they'll bring quite a few players in the door between the now and the transfer market closing. Yeah. I think they need to. They need some more squad depth, don't they, with all the players that have gone?
Yeah,
good qualities. And also, they had Raksaki on loan last year.
Yeah, he went back. But they have got Tyrese Campbell. He was their leading goal scorer last season.
He scored today against Bristol City.
Yeah. And they got Heyman mentioned Raksaki, Garrett Harrison Burrows, Kiefer Moore.
Raksaki's gone back off loan now.
Yeah, Ryan Brewster as well. They released him, didn't they? And he's gone. I think he's at Derby now. So basically, there's been a big turnaround. Obviously,
have they still got Burrows?
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
he's a good player.
Ben Brereton Diaz, he went back off loan, didn't he, as well? So there have been some changes, but there always will be. But they were always at the top. So really, from game week 7 in the Championship, they was in the top 6 constantly, and then from game week 18 last season, they was virtually in the top 2 all the way to game week 39. Right. And that's when the results started. They had that run of results where they lost 3 in a row. So their last results, obviously, we know about the playoff finals. It's interesting that they lost to Bristol City. So they beat Bristol City 6-0 on aggregate in the playoff. Maybe that's why Bristol City are well up for this because we owe them.
Yeah, revenge.
We owe them. They drew in the last game of the season. They drew 1-1 at home to Blackburn. And prior to that, they beat Stoke. These are the games that they actually lost. So they lost 1-0 at Oxford in early April. Then they lost 1-0 at home to Millwall the game after, and then they lost 2-1 away to Plymouth the game after that. Right. So that
Plymouth result was the one that really got me.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it when I saw that because obviously Plymouth got relegated and they weren't having a great season. And Sheffield United were odds-on favourite to win that. But it's no, they're a good side, that Sheffield United. Yeah. by the end of the season, they will be somewhere in the top 6.
Yeah, I think so. But obviously, this is the Carabao Cup. And Ruben Sellers as well. I mean, they're never playing a similar system to us last season. I know we were in different divisions, but it was a 4-2-3-1, which I think Chris Wilder favoured. But Sellers prefers a 4-2-2-2, from what I've read, which is interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So that's obviously two central midfielders, and effective. And obviously, that 2-2-2 is an interchangeable front line, isn't it? That obviously will give attacking options, but
that sounds like defensively it might morph into a 4-5-1.
Yeah.
A bit like they drop back into the midfield.
I think it's quite fluid, and that's actually quite an unusual formation. But it does morph into others. But their current form in the league in the last 10, they've won 4, drawn 1, and lost 5. If you count the playoff wins and the defeat at Wembley as well, we have won 7 and drawn 3, and we haven't lost in the last 10. So if that's form, and this is what we'll get on to now. We'll get on to the teams because that's based upon both teams have played in their full strength teams. Now, I've got no idea. I can't predict really what Sheffield United will do in terms of their team. But on the basis of the way the result is going at the time of recording, I wonder if you might shove a few players in to give them a bit more of a game time and give them a bit more confidence back.
Maybe.
Otherwise, it's going to be...
But they're going to be back in the league again on the Saturday. Does he want to tire his players out fitness-wise? There's a balance, isn't there? Because this is a Wednesday game. You've only got 2 days to recover.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we'll get onto the Blues in a minute, Dad. Chris Davies. I think we're going to see pretty much a completely different 11 to the Ipswich game. Pretty much.
For Blues?
For Blues.
Let's talk about that now because I think that there's going to be a lot of rotation here as well. So let's go through the team again and let's see what your thoughts are on the starting lineup.
So for this one, because it's a cup game, Dad, I'll go for the entire team and then you can do your entire team afterwards. Okay. So I've gone for Beadle in goal.
Yeah.
I think Allsop will get a break.
Yeah.
I've gone for Samstead at left back.
Yeah.
I've gone for Cashin left side of centre back.
Yeah.
Bielek right side of centre back.
Yeah.
With Laird right back.
Yeah.
In the 6s, I've gone for Mark Leonard and Taylor Gardner-Hitman.
Okay.
I've gone for Doyle in the 10. I've gone for Williamson on the right, Damari Gray on the left, feeding into Dykes up front.
Oh, okay. Right, okay.
I've rested pretty much everyone that played against Ipswich.
Yeah.
I think he's going to give everyone else a run out.
Well, the goalkeeper and the back line are identical. For me, I've also got Beadle in goal, Laird at right back, Samstead at left back, and Bielek and Cashin as centre halves. But where I haven't put Doyle in my team, and I don't know why.
I'm almost certain Doyle will
play
this game.
I think so. Okay, so this is based upon that, which I think Doyle will be now. I don't know why I've not put him here, but I've gone for Leonard in the middle with George Hall in the middle, okay, as a central midfielder. Taylor Gardner-Hitman on the left.
Okay.
So Doyle will be my number 10. I think he'll play Kyogo up front as well to give him more game time. And I've actually gone for, if he's fit, on the right, Fujimoto, because he was in the...
Fujimoto.
Yeah. So it might be a good game to introduce him, you see. So I've gone for Fujimoto because I know that you played him in under-21s last week.
Right.
So I think this could be a good game to at least start him. Maybe I won't give him a full game. I might only give him a half. But I would like to see him. So basically, just to reiterate my team then. Okay, so Beadle in goal, Laird at right back, Bielek and Cashin as centre half, Samstead left back. 2 6s will be Hall and Leonard. Taylor Gardner-Hitman on the left. Doyle in the number 10. Fujimoto on the right, feeding into Kyogo.
Yeah. We could also... So I've gone for Beadle, Samstead, left back, Cashin, Bielek, Laird, Mark Leonard and Taylor Gardner-Hitman in the 6s, Damari Gray on the left, Doyle in the 10, Williamson on the right, feeding into Dykes. What we could see, Dad, as well, is... Doyle dropping back into the midfield and then Taylor Gardner-Hitman coming into the attacking part of the pitch, and then we could see Williamson coming into the 10. So again, there's wiggle room all around.
I did have. We say when you mentioned Doyle, I actually had Williamson in the number 10.
Right.
But when you mentioned, I literally don't know why he's not. I think it's just an error for me. But I think he will pick Doyle because Doyle didn't start against Ipswich.
No, and I said this in the post Ipswich match, Dad. When I look at our second team, I say it's a squad game. I know you don't like the term second team. When I look at some of the fringe players here, I just want to highlight I was struggling for right and left wings. Yeah. So again, I think we definitely need to strengthen those areas before the market closes. I just want to hit that point home again because I think it's a really big point, especially the right.
Yeah.
But for me, that's what I think. And again, I still think that's a really strong team. And what we'll still see, Dave, we mentioned about Ipswich, the DNA of Chris Davies, the way we play. We will still play exactly the same football with these players in because Chris Davies is expecting that standard throughout the entire club and squad. So no matter who plays and puts that shirt on, we're playing out from the back, we're keeping possession, we're pressing high, we're doing everything that Chris Davies wants us to do. And considering a lot of these are fringe players, or they are going to play a big part this season, but they might not be our core first starting 11. There's some quality in there.
Well, I was looking at my team that I've got here. I'm looking at mine. I'm thinking that's a good type. That's a good team.
Yeah.
That's a good starting lineup. So it's really, really strong. So give us a score prediction then, Matt.
So I think Sheffield United are going to score first, but I think we're going to win. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Blues.
Okay, I've gone 2-0.
2-0.
I've gone 2-0 Blues, and I think we're at home. There are tickets available, by the way. I think it's tickets are starting to sell a bit more now. I've noticed on the Blues app.
It's on Sky as well, isn't it? So
yeah,
they do go a little bit slower.
Yeah,
we'll be there in our
but if you do want to get down there, it's only £15 for an adult. I say only £15. I know that's a lot of money, but what the point I make is cheaper than a league game. So
some of the ticket prices this year, not from Blues, but for some of the away ends, it's 35 quid. 40 quid for Cov away this series, I think it's going to be. It's like
it's 40. It's Cov going to be 45. I think.
Is it 45?
I think so. I don't know. I read it was over 40 anyway. And I just hope though that Blues pay, and say to Coventry, the Coventry club when they communicate with each other, either negotiate. Can we check if you charge us our fans 35, we'll charge yours 35. Yeah. And if they charge us 45, unfortunately, we're going to have to charge the Coventry fans 45.
Charge them 50.
I'm
joking.
They'll have to anyway, because otherwise we'll probably all go to Coventry to get our tickets and just go in the way end and get them cheaper, wouldn't it? So imagine if the Coventry tickets were £30 for away fans.
No, imagine. But at least Cov are consistent. They're charging. They want to hurt their home fans just as much as they want to hurt the away fans. So the pricing is consistent across the entire. It's crazy.
Wow.
But what I will say, Dad, is that I think although we're going to see rotation, we're going to see definitely two weakened teams there, I still think we're in for a good game of football.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I am there. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. Yeah. And, again, I'm still going to hit that point at home. For me, again, similar to last season when we were in the EFL Trophy and some of the cups, the league is still the priority for me if we can make a playoff push or one of the automatics. But let's not begrudge the cup. I'm still happy to go on a cup run. And there's something about cup games. It does bring back some good memories for me. We have had in my era a couple of good cup runs. We had obviously the 2011 win. We had the Liverpool final, Wellington Cup final, and so that. So in my lifetime, I've had some decent cup memories.
Well, we had the Newcastle game last season. And so the cups are great. They're great competitions to draw, really, really big clubs. But I think that this is going to be a good game to go and watch some of the fringe players. Chris Davies has surprised us in the past, though, hasn't he? He's actually picked stronger teams than we imagined. I remember that in the latter rounds of the EFL Trophy.
Yeah.
When we predicted teams like this, and he put out,
he did.
The first team. What's the first team? The first choice team.
He did,
with a few changes. So I don't think he'll do that in this game, by the way.
I think because we have Blackburn on Saturday, literally 2-3 days later, I've just got a feeling he's going to rotate it quite a lot.
Yeah.
It'd be great to go on a cup run, Dad, but either way, it's going to be a good game, and I can't wait to get back down to St.Andrews. I just want to get there as much as I can this year. I'm just so excited. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop or a kid at Christmas whenever we play any home games or away games. So, exciting times.
Yeah, it really is. And, we'd love to know what you think, Blue supporters. And Sheffield United fans, if you have come across this podcast and you'd like to comment, then please add your comments below. Always remind people that are going to comment that we are a family podcast. So if you are going to make any comments, please keep them respectful. No abusive language, aggressive behaviour, or anything like that, because obviously we would have to remove those types of comments. But anything else, your opinions, absolutely fine. Put them in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this podcast, then give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked us out on our social media channels already, then pop along to our X page and our Instagram page. And if you like to watch and listen to your podcast on Spotify, you'll also find us on there. And you'll see the handles appearing on the screen for all these channels right now. If you haven't subscribed already and you'd like to, and there really is no obligation to subscribe, but if you haven't and you'd like to, press that big red subscribe button. And if you press that little bell next to the subscribe button, you'll get a little notification every time we put a new podcast out. So that's it for this podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. And myself, Matt, see you on the next one, all about Birmingham City.